From getting rid of the Season 1 love triangle to introducing another member of the Addams family, here's Jenna Ortega leaking new details about Wednesday Season 2. Turns out, Wednesday is done with being in love. When the first season of the show hit the screen in November of 2023, no one would have imagined we'd experience the lovesick side of the iconic Wednesday Addams. In Charles Addams' OG archetype of the character, Wednesday isn't the lovey-dovey type at all. Addams quite literally used the line, "Wednesday's child is full of woe," to build that character. So in his version, this Addams family member is known for her dark humor and her lack of interest in typical teenage pursuits like love and dating. She's someone who's more into homicide than men. But in Tim Burton's version, they decided to add a bit more of a human element to the teenage girl by giving her a romantic arc. On top of this, the showmakers really went out of their way to cater to their teenage audience by adding a love triangle, which felt like it was ripping straight out of a Wattpad novel. That's right, in Season 1, Wednesday isn't only fighting a monster lurking in the shadows, she's also fighting her emotions. She's finding it hard to choose between two guys, Tyler and Xavier, and a large chunk of the season is dedicated to exploring these relationships. Sounds like a classic teenage drama, right? According to Jen, that's all going out the window. And Wednesday Season 2 is more about horror. In the upcoming season of the show, which is set to be released sometime in 2024, Jenna spoke about how they're ditching the romance, which is something she's really happy about. According to her, the showmakers played it a little too safe by adding these relatable elements. Even though the original character is supposed to be morally gray for the most part, Wednesday would never find herself drawn to things that don't involve murder, torture, and mystery. You know, the classic Addams stuff. Jenna expressed that the team finally wanted to lean more into the horror aspects of the story, because ultimately, the show is a thriller about vampires, monsters, and supernatural beings, and that should be the main focus. Now, we all know Season 1 was a roaring success. It broke the streaming records previously set by Stranger Things, and had a massive viewership of over 6 billion minutes in the first week alone. On top of all this Tim Burton project also received 2 Golden Globe nominations, and was loved from fans worldwide. But just cause the last season was great, doesn't mean it can't get better in the next one. And for Jenna, a shift away from all the sappy romance is the right way to go. And besides, she's previously mentioned that she wanted the story to get a bit darker. She was very firm about this, to the point that her disagreements with the storyline led to her unprofessional behavior on set. This rising star has been working in the industry since she was 9. But her dream of being an actress started when she was just 6. So acting clearly means a lot to her, to the point that she's insanely devoted to all her roles. She even took cello and archery lessons to become Wednesday, and would stay in character off-set. But fans argued that if someone is putting so much work into a role, they should get a say about their character storyline. That's exactly the problem Jen faced on set. And according to her, some of the scenes made zero sense. She felt like she needed to get involved with the writers to tweak the plot, even though she hasn't had a very good experience with this in the past. She's previously been told just to shut up and do her job, which is to act, and not get involved in the writing business. But Jenna stayed firm, and didn't want to feel like a puppet. That was also part of the reason why she was hesitant to take the role in the first place, because she'd seen how things worked in the television industry, and the only reason she decided to go ahead with Wednesday was because of Burton's insistence. But even though Ortega has expressed how comfortable she is around Tim, she still had to put her foot down with the script, because she was just unhappy with it. Jen believes that the love triangle didn't align with Wednesday's overall personality at all, and shouldn't have had that much focus in Season 1. She also made quite a few changes to the viral Wednesday dance scene, because initially, everyone was supposed to join in on the dance with her. But Jen believed that the real Wednesday would never be okay with that. These were all the factors that made her behave a little, well, more stubborn than usual, and people on set didn't like it much. But Jen revealed that she did it because she's really protective of the character and wanted to stay true to her story. Luckily for Jenna, she's getting her wish, because the showmakers want to focus more on Wednesday's growth next season. And for this reason, they've decided to get Ortega on board as an executive producer, which means Season 2 will be brimming with her ideas. This happened because Tim put in a word for her, knowing that no one is better suited to embody Wednesday than Ortega. According to him, Jen has the character etched into her soul. And that's why Season 1 was such a big hit, so he's more than willing to add her to the production team. This is great news for Jen, since she's sick of writers trying to make Wednesday a hero who wants to save her school, when instead they should add depth to the character by focusing on the anti-hero aspects of her personality. Even the show's co-runner, Miles Miller, is in agreement that Wednesday's character needs to get more complex in Season 2. And of course, she needs to stay away from romance, because the last season ended with her love life in shambles. The guy she was into was literally a shape-shifting monster, who is terrorizing Nevermore and hurting all her friends. Anyone would want to be single after something like that. So according to Miles, Season 2 centers solely around the Addams family's black sheep, and how she tackles the brand new challenges she's facing. Which leaves us wondering, what can we expect from Season 2's plot? Season 1 ended with Wednesday emerging as the clear winner, and defeating the bad guys with the help of her friends. She stabs Crackstone in the heart and manages to save her school. But in the very last scene of the show, this little psychic gets a cryptic text on her phone that suggests that there's a stalker out there planning to kill her. This scene makes it obvious that in Wednesday Season 2, new characters will be introduced. So Wednesday and co. will have to tackle more challenges. To add to this, the Hyde isn't dead either. Some mysterious people just kidnap him in a van, and so no one would be surprised if he makes a comeback. We all know that Thornhill got attacked by a bunch of bees, but we don't actually see her die either. So there's a chance that she might return for vengeance. But the one thing we know for sure is, Principal Weems is gone for good. But don't be too bummed out, we'll have plenty of new characters. And the showmakers have also revealed that Season 2 is going to be more women-centric. Miles dropped hints about this when he talked about how Season 2 will explore Wednesday's awkward interactions with loved ones, as she struggles with maintaining complex relations. Season 1 saw a breakthrough moment, when Wednesday let a bit of emotion through and hugged her best friend Enid. More of this female friendship is going to be center stage in Season 2, and fans are here for it. That's not all. Miller also suggested that they're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the Addams family and their inner dynamic, because Season 1 was just a surface-level view of the other family members. There's going to be a special focus on the bond between Morticia and her daughter, especially now that Mother Addams knows that her little offspring has the same powers as her. Fans are excited to see how this mother-daughter duo is set to develop. But they're even more hyped, a new Addams family member is being introduced in Season 2. Turns out the Addams family clan is all set to get bigger, and the cast themselves has confirmed this. That's right, Emma, Joy, and Hunter verified the theory that a brand new Addams is about to come steal the show. They refuse to give any more deets about it, but fans are speculating that we're about to see Grandma Addams make an entry. And that's exciting news, because this character, with her eccentric personality and her magical fortune-telling abilities, is only going to make the show much more entertaining. And so, from introducing another member of the Addams family to getting rid of the Season 1 love triangle, that's Jenna Ortega leaking new details about Wednesday Season 2.